You're doing your makeup in the wrong order. I know because right now a woman is sitting in my chair with a second wedding in 30 minutes, and she just told me she quit makeup because it made her look older every time. She's 54, she's beautiful, and she's convinced her face is the problem. It's not. After 30 years as a makeup artist, I can promise you the routine is the problem. So watch what I do next. Let me show you the 5-step routine that made her look 20 years younger in 5 minutes and the 5 mistakes that were aging her in the first place. Grab your makeup bag, sit down at your bathroom mirror in good daylight, and do this with me because this works exactly the same at home as it does in my chair. Step 1. Color corrector goes on before concealer, always. Lean into the mirror and really look at your dark circles. On mature skin, those shadows have blue and purple in them, and no concealer on this earth covers blue with beige. That's why your under eyes look gray and ashy by 10 in the morning. The concealer is just sitting on top of the darkness instead of canceling it. So take a peach color corrector, I use the Tarte one on nearly every client, and warm a tiny amount on the back of your hand first. Press one thin layer under each eye with your ring finger, only where the shadow actually lives. Thin is the entire secret here. If you can feel the product on your skin, you use too much. Once the peach cancels the blue, your concealer only has to brighten. So one light layer melts right in instead of caking up and creasing into every fine line by lunch. My bride watched me do this in the mirror and said it was the first time in years her under eyes looked awake without looking heavy. 20 seconds of work and half of her tired look was already gone. Step 2. Cream blush. 1 dot on the apples of your cheeks. I'll be honest with you, because that's what 30 years earns me. After 40, powder blush is not your friend anymore. Powder sits on top of the skin, grabs onto every dry patch, and suddenly every pore on your cheek is on display under the kitchen lights. Cream is different. Cream melts in and becomes part of the skin. My favorite is the Milk Cream blush, because it moves like skin and stays put. Place 1 dot on the round part of each cheek and tap it out with your fingertips. Your fingers are warm, and that warmth is what makes cream blush disappear into the skin, so the color looks like it's coming from within, like you just walked in from a brisk morning walk. Smile softly to find the apple, tap the color upward toward your temple, and then stop. 1 dot. The moment you can see where the blush begins and ends, you've gone from glowy to costume, and no grown woman needs that. Step 3. Highlighter on the highest point of the cheekbone and nowhere else. This is where I get a little blunt with you. Those tutorial sweeping shimmer across the whole cheek, down the nose, and over the brow bone are made by 20-year-olds with 20-year-old skin. On mature skin, shimmer works like a spotlight. Put it anywhere with texture and it catches every line and announces it to the whole room. But placed correctly, highlighter is the closest thing to a mini facelift in your makeup bag. The Hourglass Ambient Highlighter is the one I keep in my kit because the shimmer is ground so fine it reads as pure light on the skin. Turn your head toward the window and find the very peak of your cheekbone, that one spot where the light naturally lands. Press a small amount right there with your fingertip. Press it, don't sweep it. The light hits that single point and the whole face lifts. When I did this on my bride, her cheekbones looked sculpted in about 8 seconds, and there wasn't a trace of glitter sitting in her smile lines. Step 4. Mascara on the upper lash line only. Bottom lash mascara drags the eyes down, and on mature skin it does something even worse. It transfers into the fine lines under your eyes throughout the day, so by mid-afternoon, you have little gray smudges settled into every crease. That raccoon shadow reads as exhausted even when you feel wonderful. So skip the bottom lashes completely. I use Maybelline Sky High, drugstore price, and it outperforms mascaras 4 times the cost. Wiggle the wand right at the root of the upper lashes and pull through in one clean coat. The lift comes from the root, so that's where the product belongs. 1 coat on top, nothing underneath, and the eyes open up and instantly look bigger. If you want a little more definition, press a soft brown pencil into the upper lash line. Brown, not black. Black can look harsh against mature skin, and brown flatters almost every woman I have ever worked on. And now step 5, the most important one. Foundation. Yes, I saved it for last on purpose, because this is the step that decides whether everything before it works or falls apart. If you're over 40, odds are your foundation was never made for your skin. You know the story because you've lived it. It looks fine at the bathroom mirror, then it oxidizes orange by noon. It photographs like a mask. By dinner, it has settled into every laugh line and made each one look deeper than it actually is. My bride had a drawer full of expensive bottles at home, her little foundation graveyard, and every single one had betrayed her the same way. There is one foundation I now use on every mature client in my chair, and it's called Luxe Color Changing Foundation. The color changing technology is the part that matters. The pigments adapt to your exact skin tone as you blend, so it cannot pull orange on you the way traditional formulas do. It works with mature skin instead of fighting it. It blurs texture and softens fine lines without ever settling into them. And the finish is that fresh, second skin look, your skin but better, which is exactly what most of us have been hunting for since our 40s began. I warmed one thin layer between my palms, pressed it into her skin from the center of the face outward, and she went quiet. Then she looked in the mirror and started to cry, in the good way. She sent me a photo from the reception 6 hours later. No oxidizing, no creasing, no flat powdery mask. Just her face, rested and glowing, like she'd slept 9 hours and drunk 2 liters of water. That's the routine. 5 steps, 5 minutes. If this is helping, hit subscribe because I share techniques for mature skin every week, and the next few minutes are the part my bride needed most. The routine only works if you stop doing the 5 things that quietly undo it. So let's talk about the mistakes, because my bride was making 4 of them. Mistake number 1, powdering your entire face. Setting powder over every inch of skin, or worse, baking under the eyes the way the internet taught everyone a few years ago. On mature skin, powder is the fastest way to add 10 years because it sinks into texture and turns everything flat and dusty by mid-morning. If you get shiny, press a tiny amount of powder through the center of the forehead and the sides of the nose, and leave the rest of your face alone. A little glow on the cheeks is not shine. That glow is what young skin looks like, so stop erasing it. Mistake number 2, putting makeup on dry, unprepped skin. When foundation goes over thirsty skin, it pills, it clings to flaky patches, and it looks rough by the time you reach the car. Moisturize first, then give the cream 5 full minutes to sink in before you touch a drop of makeup. Brush your teeth, make your coffee, come back. Even the best formula in the world turns patchy on a dry canvas, and mature skin is almost always drier than we think it is. Mistake number 3, black eyeliner all the way around the eye, especially on the lower waterline. I know it was your signature in 1985. It was mine too. But a hard black ring shrinks the eye and hardens the whole face. And on the lower waterline, it migrates into your under eye area within hours. Keep definition on the top only, in brown, and your eyes stay open, soft, and lifted all day. Mistake number 4, using the same amount of product you used in your 20s. Full coverage everywhere, layer over layer, concealer on top of foundation on top of primer. Every extra layer is one more thing that can crack and crease. Mature skin looks youngest with the least product placed in the smartest spots. Spot conceal only where you truly need coverage, keep everything else sheer, and let actual skin show through, because skin showing through is exactly what reads as young. And mistake number 5, the biggest one, wearing the wrong foundation formula entirely. If your foundation is heavy, flat matte, or turns a different color by afternoon, it will sabotage every other step you just learned, no matter how perfectly you do them. This is exactly why I moved my mature clients to Luxe. It's not stocked in every store yet, but it has become one of the best-selling foundations on Amazon, so I put the link in the description. There's also a coupon running right now, and I would grab it before it disappears again, because it comes and goes. One last thing before you go. My bride walked down the aisle looking like 20 years had been lifted off her face, and the steps that got her there are the same for every one of us. And if you comment the word secret down below, I'll send you one more step for mature skin, the one that can keep your makeup fresh for 12 hours or more. Make sure you're subscribed first, because if you're not following me, I have no way to reach you. Now go do your face in the right order. You'll see the difference in the mirror tomorrow morning.